Hey there, and hope you're having a wonderful day. If you are listening to this on the podcast, well, I appreciate you being here. And don't forget to subscribe to the podcast, leave me a rating and review no matter where you're listening to and from. Also, you can DM me on Instagram at Scott Aaron LinkedIn to share any feedback, takeaways, and things you would like to hear more of. If you're watching on YouTube, again, please like and subscribe to the YouTube channel. Continue to support me. I'm getting close to 2,000 subscribers, so very grateful for that. And again, I hope you're enjoying this training. If you're watching on social, whether it's on LinkedIn or Facebook, do say hi and where you're tuning in from in the comments. And for anyone that's listening or watching, if you actually type the word me in the comments or email me at scott@scottaaron.net. I have something called your LinkedIn scorecard assessment. And basically, it's a short 2 to 3 minute questionnaire that helps you identify the areas of improvement that you're looking to have within your LinkedIn strategy, from your LinkedIn profile, from building your LinkedIn network, to messaging, to building your personal brand, to optimizing your strategy. So if you just type the word me in the comments or email me, scott@scottaaron.net, or you can DM me on Instagram at ScottAaronLinkedIn. I will send you that link as to where, and there's a fly flying around here, as to where you can go and grab that. So what we're going to be talking about today are 3 LinkedIn features that a lot of people undervalue, that they shouldn't be, and why. Now, there are an abundant amount of LinkedIn features. But what I can share with you is these specific features, these 3 features are game changing when they are leveraged the right way. So the first feature that people, I feel, severely undervalue but shouldn't are the profile recommendations. Now, the profile recommendations are testimonials. This is where people can speak to your credibility. It's where they can speak to your expertise. It's where they can speak to how they know you, how they've worked with you, how you help them. And it's your nucleus and your center for credibility. You want the results that you get for people that you work with, whether you're offering a product, a good, a service, you want that to speak so loudly that it's undeniable. It's undeniable that you are the go-to person with what you're looking to do. So when you actually go onto your LinkedIn profile, the featured content section is underneath your skills. And you can see, and for those that are watching, I have 518 written recommendations. Most recently, May 29th, just about a month ago. So I'm my strategy as I build meaningful relationships with people on LinkedIn, from either a power partner perspective where we're engaging in maybe a collaboration or a joint venture, or from an ideal client perspective, someone that I work with. You always want to ask these people for recommendations so they can obviously speak to your credibility. And just to give you an example, Andy Crestodina, he's Inc. 5000 3-time winner. He wrote me a recommendation about a month ago, and he said, yes, Scott is an expert on the LinkedIn platform, but he's really focused on business outcomes, not just the LinkedIn platform. He's not just about having a presence or becoming more visible. Scott is focused on ROI and lead generation. Talk to Scott if your goal is lead gen and bottom line results. 100% impact, zero fluff. He's also a super generous guy. I'm grateful for your help, Scott. I did some work with Andy before. And I mean, he's a huge influencer on the platform. These recommendations help you so much. So when someone is thinking about working with you or has questions about your work, now you can direct people to where it is that you want them to go. So, check out my LinkedIn profile. I have over 500 written recommendations, and you can read what other people experience by working with me. The other great thing is that you can actually take screenshots of these or copy these, and you can actually throw them up on your website, or you can throw them up on a different social media platform, so you can actually share your expertise and share the words of others. And I'll go back to something that I said earlier. You want the words of others to speak so loudly that you don't have to convince people to ever have to work with you ever again. They're just going to want to work with you based on your strategy, based on your expertise, but most importantly, the results that you get for others. So that's number one. Number two is the LinkedIn featured content section. Now, this is one of my favorite sections on LinkedIn. This is found on your LinkedIn profile, and this is actually below your about and services area. If you're not seeing it on your profile, that means you probably haven't added it yet. And all you have to do is at the top of your LinkedIn profile, all you have to do is click on add profile section. And then it's going to give you three options of what you can add to your LinkedIn profile: core, recommended, or additional. And this is a recommended. So you click the recommended area and you'll see add featured. And when you click on add featured, you're going to see different things that you can add. If you click the plus sign on the top right, it's going to give you 5 different things that you are able to highlight in the featured content section. So you can highlight a recent post. You can highlight your LinkedIn newsletter to gain more subscribers. You can add an individual article that you've written. You can add a link. That could be a video, article, website, book, podcast, calendar link, landing page, workshop, anything that has a specific URL. But also you can add media. So you can upload pictures, you can upload presentations, or even documents. Now, I typically recommend having 3 things that you want to draw people to. So within mine, I have the most recent book that Nancy and I, my wife, co-authored together, called The Feel Good Business Model. This is based on how we run our business and how we, want to encourage other people to do the same thing. My LinkedIn Growth Hub, which is my starter membership of how people can work with me. And then my LinkedIn newsletter, which is now approaching 8,300 subscribers. So when you optimize this section and people start visiting your profile, guess what? They can start populating onto your profile, go to your featured content section, and take a different action. So if you want to drive book sales, you can. If you want to drive membership sales, you can. If you want to gain subscribers to your LinkedIn newsletter, you can. If you want to share a testimonial, you can. If you want to include your lead magnet, you can. If you want to include maybe a recent podcast episode, or your website to draw traffic to, or maybe you're hosting a free workshop and you want to share that registration link, you can do that. The featured content section is a wonderful way to take people from online to offline. Yes, it's important to create that initial connection on LinkedIn, but you should have a way to drive them from the platform to somewhere else. And again, that could be your website. That could be to purchase your book, to listen to your podcast, to schedule a call. Pick your poison. It's really up to you. And you can interchange these anytime you want. So if there's something new going on, you can change it. It's not set in stone. You can go in and you can re-optimize this section whenever you want. But it is so beyond important to make sure that you are using this area to your best ability, thinking about the customer journey or the connection journey that you want someone to go down, and really, really take advantage of the featured content section. So that's number 2. And finally, number 3, LinkedIn groups. Now, I would say a lot of people are, I don't want to say skeptical about using LinkedIn groups, but they really don't see the value. And full honesty and full transparency, I was one of those people. I really didn't see the value in LinkedIn groups because I didn't really know what to do with them. But what I can share with you is there is significant value in the right groups. So when you go to your LinkedIn profile at the top part, you'll see something that says for business and then it's a little waffle. And if you click on that, it's on the far right side. There's LinkedIn products, and one of these is groups. And if you click on groups, that will show you the groups that you're in. Now, for me personally, I'm in a ton of groups, but I'm leaving a bunch. And there's really only 4 groups that I engage with. And these groups should be correlated and I would say connected to your business and personal core values and expertise areas. So, one group I'm in is called SEO Experts. My wife and I focus a lot on SEO. I'm in a sales group called Sales Management Executives. I'm in a content marketing group called the Content Marketing Institute. And I'm in a networking group called Network After Work, Business Professional Networking Events. Now, those are 4 groups that are completely my core values. And what I do is I seek to engage in those groups at least once a week. And the way that I do that is by creating poll questions. And why I always suggest that is, again, you want to find out more about the individuals in that group. So to give you an example, I did a question over the weekend in the SEO expert group, and I said, yes or no, do you think that content freshness is more important than backlink quantity for maintaining high rankings? I know that's a very detailed SEO question, but the SEO experts would understand. And it got 47 votes, 80% said yes. In the networking group that I'm in, how important do you feel it is to be active on professional social media platforms for successful networking? Very important, somewhat, not very important. 80% said either very or somewhat important. Another question I asked that really got a significant amount of traction is I asked the content marketing group that I'm in, yes or no, do you think that interactive content is more effective than static content in engaging your audience? 143 votes, 4,000 impressions, 90% said yes. Now, why is that important? Well, here's what that does. When you engage in the right LinkedIn groups, number one, you're really positioning yourself as a value added resource because people are looking to you and you're asking very thought provoking questions. You're asking very meaningful questions, things that they would understand. But the other great thing is that you're also giving yourself visibility as the content creator where someone in that group, because you're not connected to these people outside of the group, but it's a great way to grow your network because if they're really intrigued by the question that you posed, then what you can do is, and what they will do is they will click on your profile. They will either follow you, send you a connection, and maybe start going through some of the stuff that you have listed on your profile. If there's a clickable link in your headline, your featured content section. So utilizing groups the right way by asking commonality type questions, whether it's yes or no or multiple choice, that is really engaging your network the right way goes a long way. And it starts to extract the right people out of those groups and put them into your specific network. So again, the 3 features that people really need to start taking more advantage of: your profile recommendations, the LinkedIn featured content section, and utilizing LinkedIn groups the right way. Again, if you're listening on the podcast, watching on social, including YouTube, you can always type in the comments the word me, and I will send you the link to take my LinkedIn scorecard assessment to find out what holes and gaps in your strategy you have and how you can improve them. If you're listening on the podcast, obviously, you could just check that out in the show notes or the email that goes out with this broadcast. And again, I'm always looking for feedback from anyone, whether you're watching on social media, listening on the podcast. Reach out to me with any recommendations you have for the podcast or these trainings. I always want to deliver you guys the highest value and making sure that you're utilizing LinkedIn the best way possible. So you can email me, scott@scottaaron.net. You can DM me on Instagram @ScottAaronLinkedIn, on LinkedIn under Scott Aaron, or just send me, a DM on whatever platform you want, or just comment in the comments what you would like to see more of from me. So I really hope you enjoyed today's episode. Please enjoy the rest of your days. Love and gratitude to each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you next time.